Hello and welcome back. We are playing Dutch East Indies in Victoria 3. Last episode we had a little bit of technical difficulties. I ran out of hard drive space while recording and unfortunately only got like the first 30 minutes or so of the video. That's okay. We only played for a little, maybe 5 minutes before we noticed. We declared a little war. We're trying to clean up the Dutch East Indies a little bit while waiting for our infamy to go down so we can integrate the Netherlands and complete the objective for this run, which has been to, wow, there we go. There's capitulation right there. The goal for this run has been to get the Netherlands and annex them and move our capital to Holland. That way we do the good old switcheroo, where we start out as the subject of Dutch East Indies. We've now dominioned the Netherlands, and we will soon be annexing them. However, I do want to kind of do it nice and clean, and wait for our infamy to decay a little bit, so in that time, we're going to be, trying to integrate the last of these guys over here. I think this might be the last one. There's two more right here. There's Sintang, and then we also have, these guys in Sulu. So let's annex Sulawesi here. And then the other boyos, and then the other boyos, and we should have just about everyone. We are now playing no longer on patch 1.2.2. We're playing on patch 1.2.4, which is the live release of patch 1.2. So this is, if there's some compatibility issues, we might run into some problems here, because it is loaded from the old save. Hopefully the AI is a little bit less aggressive about just joining in. This is something we were noticing in our kind of last few runs, is the AI is very, very aggressive in joining in, specifically when they can take any sort of ground from a subject of yours that happens to be a, what is it, an unrecognized power. I'm guessing this is because they accrue a lot less infamy, so they're like, hey, this is a cheap war goal, why can't we just do this? And, okay, so hopefully they've swapped that up a bit. We'll see how things shake out. What else is going on, or what we did last episode, a big part of what we did last episode, was we cut Great Britain out of the Congo here, and they have a native uprising, and they're just going to get clapped because they can't get any troops here. It's impossible for them to get troops here, and we can continue to take territory off of them if we like, later and later, although I don't think we exactly want to fight them. We are going to have to try and keep up with our construction queue a little bit better here. Let's just take a look. It has been a few days since we've played on this run, and so we're just going to try and make, so this one's coming up to 43. We don't really want to boost it because it's unincorporated. We thought about incorporating Equatoria though, just because there's a lot of stuff here, a lot of pops here. We kind of would prefer not to like incorporate here specifically, but we could. It'll take 20 years as well. I think we'll hold off on that and instead try and build our industry in incorporated states. This is mainly because we're going to be taxing in incorporated states, and we're not going to be taxing in, these other states. So we'll just be trying to keep things up like that. We can build synthetic plants. Oh, because we just got aniline. Looks like we got some infrastructure problem in Paradise, and by Paradise I mean East Java. So let's try and fix this with railways at the front of the queue. There we go. Hopefully that does a little fixie-fixie. Overall, this is kind of, I think, my favorite way of, like, sorting through where I should be building up. Just looking to see what the earnings look like generally, not trusting the earnings numbers too much in terms of what's going to be best, but trusting it as a heuristic, although it does seem better at recognizing economies of scale. Previously, like, it wouldn't recognize economies of scale at all, and would recommend you just build in, like, wild places. Now it seems to recognize economies of scale much better. West Java, for example, should be more profitable than the other because we're using the encouraged manufacturing in West Java, so it should appear more profitable in general. And we're just going to try and crank some things up to 51, kind of paying attention to incorporation status here, and we will let we will let the auto queue is going to build up specifically quite a lot in unincorporated states. There's not much we could do about it. We would rather they don't. We can incorporate states that they build up a lot in as a means of kind of trying to combat this, but it is what it is. We'll just put down a smattering of those. South Cameroon Don't like that they have the really tall paper mills there. We could go West Java. They're not super profitable. Glass is very profitable. So this is, we look at this as a sign that, okay, we can build glass, and then just the numbers overall, and then we don't trust the numbers as much in terms of deciding where we want to build, and we also want to kind of, you know, work specifically on getting economies of scale throughput bonuses. So this is going to take us up to, was 27, and this is 31, and then we'll go to 51. We've put a lot in Sunda Islands already. Just kind of, unfortunately, almost every place that has a lot of available labor is unincorporated, except for the capital and Sunda Islands to some extent. I think we just annexed those, so let's actually just take a quicker look specifically at Sunda Islands and see what we can do. So let's get you up to 51 on the furniture. So this will be a 30, 31, 41, 51. And this is 24, or 30, 34, 39, 40, 41, and 51. And then we will also add some railways just kind of at the front of the queue, because they don't exactly have a lot of infrastructure anyways. And then we'll take it on pause and we'll be pretty good to go. We could expand construction a little bit if we wanted to. From what I recall, this is... Ooh, American market, as always, is struggling. Now, we could try and bust them up a little bit. We'll just stick with our wars over here and maybe look to make this be the last episode of the run. We're pretty close to where we want to be. I think we might go after Landfang. So let's damage relations with them. The reason being is we weren't going after them before because we had Great Qing in our trade union, but they abandoned us and became, you know, not happy with us, so we will land Sulawesi's capital here with, doesn't really matter who, somebody. Cindy, we're getting mass migration events, which is nice. Specifically, our incorporation of some of these states should help with the mass migration events, because to my knowledge, mass migration events cannot target split states, so that we are incorporating the states is kind of a big deal. If they want to fight, we'll get one. That might not even be the best choice anymore. I should have read that. You know, with the colonization changes, I think things are a little bit different. Let's take a look at our bankrolls. We haven't done that in a hot minute. Belgium, we can incorporate and make a protectorate. Ottomans, we are looking to get in the market, it looks like. But most of the people are probably already protectorated. Let's take a look at Brazil. Yeah, they're a protectorate. We're damaging relations with Venezuela, with Ecuador, and with Landfang. I guess we just decided we weren't going to try and incorporate Brazil. I'm thinking about this because I'm considering going for Council Republic, but this seems not too necessary. Let's see what the auto queue is building. It's always interesting to see what they're up to. Now, why are you... Yeah, so these are... I love this UI change. Now it's telling you, hey, look, when something's having construction malices with this red, which is kind of and it was an important feature early in the 1.2 like testing, was you would just have stuff break your construction. It's also capped at 20, which is the normal thing. And I wish it would move stuff to the bottom of the queue, but this is, hey, it's whatever. But if we take a look at government construction, we'll see the same shticks. Although we are generally not constructing as much where we have negative modifiers. And we have a whole bunch in the queue here. But I love that UI change there. Maybe I should look around a little bit more. This was a pretty big change in 1.2 just generally. Services just become so strong later on. I was thinking of trying out... didn't we... Okay. Didn't swap these over. We might have not swapped over for a reason, though. So now we're using a lot more electricity. We're probably going to put more electricity in the thing. We're going to kick this onto steamships and publicly traded. And whichever one of these is more profitable. Swap the universities over to philosophy department. Maybe us loading a save kind of bricked some of our stuff. I think we might be using too much electricity now. So we're going to take a look at how profitable these boyos are. They're not insanely profitable. We're 51ing a few. And let's go up on some of these as well. And then we're going to look in terms of where we have the most labor. That is already, that is incorporated. So we're just going to add a smattering here and there. And we annex Sulawesi here. So very nice. We will annex these guys next. And we will see about swapping over any PMs. We'll swap over all of Sulawesi's estates. Leave West Java and Aish. I'm not sure exactly why they are wherever they're at, but we just won't make a stink about it. Oil is the future. You thought it was children, but no, it's oil. It really is, though. Ah, I didn't know we had a land border here. That's kind of interesting. Oh, it must be from Sulawesi. Okay. Well, hopefully no one joins against us. If they do, it's not too big a deal. We could even join. Oh, look at this. The Bengala Uprising. So, it's just going to brick all of Great Britain's stuff here repeatedly. This is a nice uprising for us. They have no market access, which is another driver of these uprisings. And so, this will be nice. See how it's all white. Which is why we had cut them off last episode. It's very nice to see how responsive the game kind of feels here. We will soon be able to go after Transvaal, which is kind of funny. We were trying to get in through Zululand kind of earlier in this run, but we're having a little bit of difficulties. We're helping our relationship with Great Britain, but we might even want to declare war on Great Britain for specifically Northern Cape or something to really put the screws in on denying them. Oh, I think we actually took Huroland and Namaqualand last episode and not just this Congo area. We were looking to completely cut them off, but we didn't realize they had market access through Cape Colony, which was, of course, my bad. Kind of a big deal. Construction's holding on strong. Probably want to add a little bit more here and there. We are going to generally just need a lot more engines, I think. They're kind of profitable. So let's put them in West Java. So what is this? 16, 17, 22, 32, 42, 52. Aish is 13, 18, 19, 20, 21. And we'll just add a smattering in a lot of these places. The Devil's Railroad, tighten safety standards. We will quickly resolve this little waro. I suppose we could go after this stuff from Great Britain and from Austria. And this type of thing. You know, really just clean up the map. Which is maybe a worthwhile cause. But I think the meme run is coming to a close here. Let's check our infamy. Should be coming down a little bit here. We're still, like, doing stuff that requires infamy, but not a whole ton. Just kind of looking around a little bit. It has been several days since we've played this episode. I know we've been uploading consistently, or I'm assuming by the time we're uploading, we will have been uploading consistently. Always weird to speak into the future. Wonder what caused the shift in clout. Maybe an election cycle's coming up? Yeah, that is what it is. The trade unionists. Now, of course, we want the trade unionists to stay above 20% clout. Their bonuses are really strong. We've been holding on pretty strong in terms of bonuses for a while now. If we wanted to reform, what would we get? This, which is kind of fine. Hoping the Agrarian Party does well. Let's see who's winning the election right now. Looks like it's still the Agrarian Party. And we do want to spend a little bit more. Alright, we'll let Timbuktu get stressed out. What is this? This is an uprising that we, small brain our way through. Yeah, that's not good. I was supposed to send them over quite a while ago. I will send over a couple extras, just in case multiple fronts develop. And, well, actually, there are multiple fronts already. So we'll just do that. We'll check in over here and see how things are coming. These are newly incorporated. I think you're still... Yeah, the turmoil's down now. So we will be trying to put industries down here. We'll make this the primary industry for Kakua. Why don't we just 51 it? It will be necessary. We'll add a few of these at the front. This is 51. This is 25, 30, 31, 41, 51 in Panama. And we'll add a few of these. And we'll make sure that it is auto-expanding already. Perfect. The most dangerous game, barbaric. Our market liberal politician dies. No, we got a moderate instead. We do have an anarchist. Ooh, got a little uprising here in Cape Colony. We should be able to push this back here now. Pretty handedly, and looks like they're having trouble enforcing on Great Britain. We annexed here, so let's see if we can reset some PMs. And let's also incorporate all the Indonesian land. I don't think this is optimal, but optimal is not really important anymore. So let's see about incorporating some of these. We'll just incorporate all the Dutch territory. Or not, sorry, not Dutch. The Indonesian territory. Although I guess we could call it Dutch if we want, right? We do own it. Ownership is 9/10 the law. Man, our literacy rate is so high. This is such an absurd state here in eastern Mali with the Mosque of Jinneh giving 22 education access for free. Giving us, I think we are on... Do we have the... We don't even have max level institution here. Maybe we can work towards this. I think we were kind of waiting on the trade unionists to... or sorry, the industrialists to cool down a little. So let's try and swap over to that. It is going to piss off some of the groups, but this is the price of progress. Agrarian Party and Liberal Party managed to rack up a majority of the votes, keeping them highly, highly righteous here. If we want, we can put the rural folk in, but we can kind of do that whenever we like. Industrialists have dropped below 20% clout, which is not something we're happy about. We'd prefer that they stay up a little bit higher. Not the end of the world, though. Their bonus tends to fall off quite a bit. That is probably why we're not getting as much investment pool transfer, because they dropped in power level or they become unhappy. Kind of, this is what this is about. It's still quite strong. We're still on laissez-faire. The investment pool is still a big deal, but looks like we're cleaning this up too. Looks like they're cleaning the UK up in there. The Bengala uprising. Which will be quite nice, because we will get to control most of this stuff in here, not Great Britain. Given the way things started, we are ending up with a pretty good looking Congo for ourselves. And now we can declare another war, so we will continue to clean up over here. We'll just mobilize this 20 stack. And then we'll take a look probably at... you know, annexing maybe Landfang. We'll see how that looks. Man, we have so much floating extra Diplo. I think a lot of these are protectorates, it looks like. Tried to protectorate these guys. These guys would be close if we could get a thing. Sorry, if we could get a obligation on them. Do get a nice little uprising here. Let's see, you are a protectorate as well. Man, we just protectorated everybody. We could go after CSA just for New York, but kind of wanting the infamy to decrease, not increase. And so I think we'll stay off of that for now. I'm actually going to try something out right now. I've been curious about this, but I don't want to like scuff up any runs. Well, let's get this all onto electric first. And we're going to need more electricity off the back of that. But what I'm thinking of is subsidizing all the urban... Oh, we can't subsidize because we have laissez-faire. Okay, never mind. I've been thinking that subsidizing urban centers and might be an interesting thing to try out. I think we could not take that bureaucracy hit. We are floating extra authority though, so we could do one of these. I said one of these. Get that in and then take that off. We will have to take a look. I believe we have some places. Yeah, so we're going to put these at the front of the queue and we're going to 51 it here. Throughput bonus is really, really, really strong on these buildings because most of the cost of running them is in wages, and what throughput does is it increases both the input goods and the outputs by this percentage while not increasing the wages. And so the more the wages like what's costing you, the better those become. So it looks like the AI is a little less keen on joining, but we also have fewer and fewer subjects for them to join and ask for. So hopefully this has been fixed up. I guess we'll be able to see in our next run. We're also probably going to go after Lanfeng here in a second. They are tributary of Great Qing, so we will be fighting Great Qing. And this is that over there, which we should be able to clean up pretty quick as well. Let's just double check our colonies, make sure we're colonizing everywhere, and we are not. We are not occupying the Congo that Great Britain relinquished, although it looks like Great Britain somehow enforced on the opponents, or they got enforced on and they got kicked out of Luba. Not sure exactly what happened here. But okay. If we can get Transvaal, that'd be sweet. We are running negative convoys. I'm not sure it's a problem, but we were having infrastructure problems here in East Java before. Why don't we just add a few ports to the mix? We've fully occupied Sintang. I think that is all of our subjects now, at least the ones that were over there. We have Protectorate, Protectorate. We are bankrolling Belgium, Protectorate. Oh, we also wanted to get Belgium. We puppeted Sintang, who we're annexing now. Customs unions. Dominion with the Netherlands. We're puppeting Argentina and Nejd. So we can go after Nejd as well. Bahrain, Chile, these sorts of things. Okay. Let's see what Belgium thinks of us. We have an obligation. They are defending the borders. If they get off of defending the borders, we can protectorate them, but for now they are defending the borders. And you just don't like us very much. Or once we get an obligation, we can pull you in. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Yeah. We're just gonna get the splitters. Oh, the devil take them. Now we're going to need a bit more electricity here. So let's 31 this one as well. It looks like we need some infrastructure here. It looks like we need a lot of infrastructure. That might be a little bit too much, but okay. The auto queue is pretty good at keeping the infrastructure up. Let's see what else we might need. Let's see if we have insufficient tax capacity in some places. We do. We are going to add some government admins to these. West Borneo. And this is because we're floating this negative for now. Not for long though, because we have a bunch in the queue. We're just going to take a quick pause. Lucas. let's take a look here at our infamy. We cannot quite integrate them without having some penalties, so let's integrate Bahrain. Or not penalties, but getting below -20, and we do want to Diplo incorporate Belgium. Unfortunately, I think we're stuck with this teal color, which I'm not a fan of. I would like to have the Netherlands orange, but I think that might not be up to us. Oh, we also wanted to go after Landfang here. That's right, to clean up these borders. Okay, we can go for Portugal, Landfang, Philippines, these sorts of things. Maybe we will clean up all of the Indies here. Government administrations are going to finish soon. We do generally want... Okay, we're working on more electricity. I think we're going to start turning on more electricity stuff. I know this isn't making money, but we want to swap to the labor-saving PM to make labor in general cheaper. This does make money, ostensibly. Allegedly. We're gonna swap over the rest of these. It's gonna cost plus 10k electricity. I don't think we can really bear that. Can we? We could, but kind of barely. We get motorized stuff, so we're gonna swap over to that stuff in a second. But currently we're gonna swap some of our electricity over. Some of our stuff over to electricity. So it is not as big a swap later. Make more services, and then we will take a look. We will swap all of these over, I think. Because I think plus 6k transportation is definitely something, yeah, the market can absorb that quite easily. So we will do that immediately. I'm trying to make services cheaper here, and then we'll take a look at the motor industries, because we want to swap one of these over to cars. We'll swap over Caleb's. We'll put it on auto expansion. And then we want to delete whatever barracks are newly acquired here. I guess we can leave West Borneo. We'll make it a multiple of 5 though. I guess we probably could have deleted the other one as well. Where's the... We have one more level somewhere hidden? Oh, Aish has... Okay. We'll switch to motorized. We got motorized before we even got bikes. Okay. And then I think we will get electric railways here, maybe. Could go for steam turbine. That's not a terrible one, especially we're going kind of in more on the electricity. I think we want the electric railways first though, and then we want the other one. Maybe not. Maybe the other order's better. I don't think so. We definitely don't want to decrease the attraction to that interest group, so we'll do that. Now, if we had a big fight with Great Qing, what would we want to do? We could release Mongolia. I know there's a way to cut them in half. If you release Mongolia, and I think... Or Xi'an? I'm not sure exactly. There's a way to cut them in half with only releasing 3 countries, but I'm not sure which 3 they are. Kind of experimenting a little with a potential Great Qing run, where we just start out releasing all of the countries from Great Qing and have ourselves a good old-fashioned war. Should be able to, yeah, we just full occupy them like instantly. They have a ton of oil here, so this will be fairly profitable, but we currently, I don't think, have too much demand for oil. And we are needing to expand construction a little bit, so why don't we come down here? I know why, because we've already expanded construction a ton there. Well, let's come over here. And add a little bit there and there. We'll solve some of these infrastructure problems with more ports. Annexed Bahrain, and we got the Luga uprising instantly, so we can't start another war. Because you currently cannot start wars when you have a war. But this is okay. Let's swap over the PMs. We want to decay our infamy anyways. We get elastics, which is going to be good. We will start swapping it on. We won't swap it on everywhere, though. Because generally, this is a bit of a slower swap because of that. See, we've swapped one factory over, and then we suddenly running rubber shortages. The rubber places need to ramp up, and we're fine waiting for this. Now for here, yikes. We can't downsize anything, unfortunately. We can, I mean, we're gonna need a railroad here eventually. I'll just put it in there. Anyways, political agitation. Ah yes, feminism. Let's go, baby. Hopefully we get public schools here. Don't think we like the temperance movement, so you guys can kick rocks. Public address goes awry. We'll just take that, but we'll consider coming off of this. Maybe we can go, let's go for women's suffrage now. Everyone seems to like that. And we want this anyways, so let's get it in. Let's make sure our colonies are pumping. Let's go, baby. Let's add some construction centers. Ugh, we already did all the ones down there. A little rough. Guess we'll do 5 in these couple places we like. I think we integrated Kenya. Kenya is probably an okay spot. It's probably okay. Okay is probably the best word for it. We can get into Transvaal now, but let's not take our eyes off the prize. Actually, let's expand rubber a whole ton now that we can use it. Not really able to use oil too much, but now that we can use rubber quite a bit, we're just going to look where we have the most labor. And we are going to expand the rubber in all those places quite a bit. And then we will turn on some more of probably the rest of the things, actually, once we kind of get there. Now, let's take a quick look here. Let's 51 this bad boy. And 51 this as well. Add a few in Moluccas. And look to do the same thing here. These sorts of things. We're going to run into some infrastructure problems in Aish probably, but let's fix these ahead of time with some ports, which will make our trading more efficient and these sorts of things. We can also spend a ton more money. We actually would like to be deficit spending, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a bigger stick, right? So we'll expand the Navy as well as the military a little bit. We can switch the PMs on these. So let's do that, switch the PMs over. We're largely expanding the military, even though we don't need it right now, because, well, sometimes you will need it later. And also, I wonder if we could do this yet. How much electricity is this? 10K? Is that bugged? I don't think it's really 10K. It was 10K last time, and we swapped over a ton of those. I think we could take it now, to be honest. Hopefully this doesn't turn the economy upside down. Boiler explosion. I think we want to juice. We want to juice the Industrialists because we would like to get their level 2 bonus or their powerful bonus. We don't need a ton of enactment chance. We're already pretty high up there. So she is the leader of the Intelligentsia, who are already pretty kicked up. We'll just try and switch someone over to this, and we'll give this guy a promotion. I think he's pretty good anyways. And we'll make him a level 100. Because we're building a whole bunch of these anyways. We'll promote this guy a couple times. And we'll promote this guy a couple times. And have a couple middling level guys. And I think we can recruit an admiral. No, we cannot yet, but we will be able to soon. What is this about? Oh, we've already had some mobilized guys somewhere that could have dealt with that better. Oh well. Man, SOL is really still just cranking up, huh? Now, I think we cannot start a play because we have a subject. Ooh, we can start a play here. Why are we able to start a play? Did they make it so you can fight multiple battles at once? I don't think so. We will annex these guys, which will cost us 10 infamy, which we will still be under 20. 25. Well, we're under 20 as well, but the 25 is the important number. And I think we will... Ooh, what is this? Okay, so now we're going to be fighting Great Britain, it looks like. Do we have a general die? So... we will just mobilize everyone and see who we can get to come on over. We want one guy to land. Thinking we can spare one guy here. That's big. And then another medium-sized guy on the other front here. And then we put a couple of small guys in roundabouts here. Put a medium guy here. Let's recruit another general. Get the cocaine addict. Put him over here so he can work his way this way through fronts. We'll put this guy here, so we'll just look to push through them here. And we'll see who we can convince maybe to join us. Looks like the Ottomans. Not a very useful ally. I'm guessing it's because we have an obligation with them. Yeah. They finished colonizing here, so we might want to incorporate them in the nearish future. Although I don't think this run is continuing too much longer. Russia sides with us. Man, so the AI does seem a little bit different here. We can sway several countries. Let's see what their attitude is. Oh, they side with the Netherlands. Against us. I see. Well, I think we might want to think about moving all these barracks to the top. Okay. And... well, we should be able to land the Netherlands. It's now almost certain that this war pops off. I think that we do want to recruit another general to leave at home. In the home HQ. Someone who has defensive strategists, so this guy probably, and we'll promote this guy a few times. That should be good. He will be our defender. This guy will be doing a landing. So we're probably going to want to put... Let's just take a quick save. I think we're going to do this war either way, but don't really like that the Russians have joined against us here. Wow, the save takes forever to do. I wonder if it's because we swapped over. Now, I think we're going to need a bit more military still. So... let's do that. Why did our military... Why did these... The number of... We had 100 boats. What happened? He somehow got less popular, I guess. This guy seems fine. We'll have him defend landings. Or actually, probably should just have him escort convoys. We'll escort the convoys to Kenya. Who got this? North German? Okay. Unfortunately, we can't take Cape Colony. That's what we would really want. But we could take this and kneecap. We could go after Northern Cape and kneecap their access here as well. Oh, we don't even need to go to this front over here. Right here. It can't push. So Northern Cape, maybe take that. From Great Britain. Could maybe try and enforce a big one on the Ruskies, the Russians. We're never landing Great Britain. This has been a problem that we've had. Categorically. We could revoke the claim on Sakhalin from Russia. I don't think that's too useful. I think we should be able to take Western New Guinea and Eastern New Guinea pretty easily. This will give us a ton of infamy. It's so much infamy, man. To, like, fix the border, I guess. No, I think we just don't want to really accrue too much infamy here. So I think we're going to kind of leave this where it is in terms of the war goals. We also want to be able to enforce them below 0, so we're not going to add any. We don't mind capitulating to Russia as well, banning slavery. If we wanted a front with Russia, we could invite the kebabs. We should wrap that one up pretty quick. I'm just trying to think if we want to put anything in. I mean, I guess we could have liberate a few of these countries. Or release. We won't be able to tick them below 0, will be the problem. I mean, we're just never landing UK's capital, right? Yeah, this would be a mistake. And maybe we can liberate Ukraine here. Mainly we don't care about giving in to the Russian war goal anyways. And we'll just look to land the Netherlands with our... Unfortunately, these guys are no longer 100 stack. I don't know why they decreased from 100, but... Okay. We could support, man, we are like set up to deficit spend. We're not even deficit spending. Of course, we can increase the military more, I guess. Really seems unnecessary, but... Alright, so this is the last chance to add anything, if we wanted. Well, we don't mind capitulating to Great Britain, right? So maybe there's a situation where we can release Cape Colony? And Trucal States, maybe? I don't know. Trucal States, ton of oil there. Let's move this guy over to here. Hopefully he'll be able to help. Although we are looking in relatively good shape. We have the 66 guy to defend the capital from landings. That's his only job. He will be staying at home. Oh, but we do want him mobilized, but staying at home. And I think... Ugh. Is that a 41? Disgusting. Definitely don't want 41s. No 41s allowed. We will look to land. Capital here. With Antonius. And then I think there were some PMs that we were holding off putting up. And we'll start putting those up now. This is labor saving, so even though it's not making money, it's going to make labor as a whole cheaper. So we'll swap all these over, and I believe, yeah, we are holding out on automatic irrigation on some of these, maybe? Doesn't look like it. Ooh, definitely want to swap that over. Make those publicly traded, make them auto-expand. Finish the colonization of Kasai. Yeah, these guys should go this way, and should go this way. We do want to be floating extra stuff for when we incorporate and move the capital for the memes. Let's try and put some more industry in. Alright, so East Borneo. So it's 21, 31, 41, 51, 42, 52. Those are always a decent bet, as are tools. Crime for that not to be 51s. Let's look and see if we have labor that's unincorporated. Windward Coast. Tools are always good. Or, I mean, they're usually good. We can also definitely afford to give something up. For, like, this. I'd be really happy if we could get Cape Colony. I think Cape Colony is what we want in terms of release more than anything else, but... And we get a landing, and we'll probably enforce on them pretty quick with the full occupation here. We will maybe land this guy on the Russian capital. Doesn't seem necessary, but... Man, might be okay. Looks like we're defending here just fine. We could also just move this guy back to the capital to defend against landings ourselves. This is probably the smartest play to do. We'll move this guy over here. Although he probably didn't need to. We'll stand this guy down in the capital. We are getting a lot of convoys raided our way, which is the cause of some of our problems up here. Ooh, maybe we want this guy to help over here. Seems fine. And let's look at the resources. Ooh. Lead. And let's expand some of these. I mean, let's really expand these. And now, I'm sure we have more of these available now. Okay, let's get all these on bone china and... let's not touch those, I guess. Switch everything to elastics, which might cause a shortage. Just kind of make sure that we're not getting landed. We're trying to land over there. We're stopping a landing, it looks like. These guys should capitulate pretty soon here. Let's see about using... yeah, so let's just reset the PMs. And what shortage are we running? Automobiles instantly. That's right. So we have to keep in mind that Caleb's is where our autos are. Now we can never land them, but can we enforce on them? Can they tick below 0? They cannot because we don't occupy the capital, but maybe we'll be able to do something just like banning slavery. We could just take the slavery ban for free at this point. And that might be worth it, given what appears to be happening to our fronts as well as our convoys. Let's swap over all the PMs. We have annexed these boyos. Yeah, let's just have a peace. I think this war is not going to go anywhere. I mean, we could shoot for liberate Ukraine in exchange for maybe something like this. Let's move this guy over. We should actually be able to manage this one. Oh, we can't get there. Interesting. I don't know what's going on with that. But okay. And as planned... oh, we can't move while we're at war, I believe. Which one has the most arable land? Oh, there's like no arable land here. It's such a bad capital. This one has, let's see, 40... Friesland has 30 as well. Man. Really not a good place for the capital. Does have the infrastructure and natural harbors is nice. We'll incorporate all these though, because they should just be 2-year incorporations because they're all Dutch. If this guy's offensive, we will move him over here. Do we really care about freeing Ukraine here? That's what this comes down to. Do we want to let our convoys get wrecked? In exchange for this? UK is trying a landing here. Why are you so against this? You don't want to liberate Ukraine. We are on your capital, though. And we are pushing. So maybe we keep on keeping on for now. We are winning some naval battles here. Well, it looks like they occupied us. Sad. Big Sag. I think we gotta do the meme thing. Oh wait, we can't because we're at war. Yeah, can't move capital while at war, I'm assuming. It's changing his tune at a relatively good pace. Yeah. I don't know why this front has gotten absolutely wild and why we can't assign this guy, like, over here. Because we're getting pushed by this. And we just can't assign? Oh well. Refrigerated rail cars and rail logs. Confederate capitalists revolt in the Confederate States of America. Nice. Now, why are these split? Didn't we just switch everything over? I think we do want to change the capital before we turn on electric railways. We'll just build a bunch of infrastructure here. So we're going to be building tall there in a hot minute. And we'll go steam turbine. Sure, why not? Oh, it probably has to be a state before we can move to it. The capital there. That makes sense. Let's see if they're willing to accept. Well, the UK is. Not Russia. I mean, we could look to land another stack somewhere. But no matter what happens, we still annexed our former overlord. Means, why is this here? Gross. There's no reason for that to be there instead of where we have like a throughput bonus in Holland. Like the shipyard should be here. We'll put these on auto expand. Add a bunch of unis, I guess, as well. We were holding off expanding these. We'll just 51 it here. Add a couple of those. Now we can't decay the UK below 0, but UK is pretty okay with this piece. Okay, we gotta set it to white piece. And now Russia's super into giving up. Because they think that this is creatable through capitulation. But we could not possibly get the Cape Colony because we're not landed on their capital. So let's just propose this. So we liberate Ukraine and the other boyos. We can't talk to them yet, that's fine. We also can't move the capital for another 2 years. But we can start another war, so let's take a look at the infamy. 10. I think we want to annex Landfang. Looks like they're having a bit of a row here. So we could dominion the Philippines. Yeah, sure, why not? And let's put war reps in there as well. So they're more likely to want to back down. Minus 67. They have a lot of gold reserves. We get diplo ties with Ukraine here. Let's start bankrolling them. Let's start bankrolling Poland as well. Let's check our current bankrolls to see if we can do anything. No, it doesn't look like it. In general, is more important to keep the trade unionists happy, and we're gonna have feminist laws, so we're gonna give them the feminist ideology. Great Qing sides with the Philippines. This is certainly not what we wanted. Let's check our infamy. We don't really want to do a huge infamy play against them. Not even sure we want to fight them at all. We don't want to back down, but... We're gonna need some interest in this region to put in proper things, and we actually have a ton of potential declare interest, so we're just gonna declare a bunch. So we can bust up Great Qing because they are in the British market. Now I'm just trying to remember the way to bust them up with just 3. Mongolia is one of them. You have to release Mongolia, and I think another one is Sichuan. Or is it Yunnan? Yunnan is this entire region, I think, actually. So let's release... It's Yunnan, Mongolia, and then... something else. I'm going to try Yunnan, Mongolia. Alright, we get our interests. Mongolia. Yunnan. It might be Zaibei. Xi'an, Zaibei. I'm gonna try Zaibei. Shaanxi is the best province. And war reparations from Qing is always good. We'll mobilize everything. And then look to have ourselves a landing as well. I'm gonna put a couple more of these guys on the big fronts. As well as some little boyos, in case stuff splits up a little. Keep some of the big guys back. We are needing to spend a little bit more instruction, so why don't we do some of this? Kind of the easy one is just to like build out some of the things you know just like can't possibly be horrible, but are probably not the best move. Looks like one of our generals died, which is actually pretty fine. We will land with Antonius. Keep the rest back for now. Maybe we could raid the convoys here, actually. We'll play for power. Yeah, sure. Why not? Looks like Great Qing was not as committed to this war as others. By others, I mean us. Let's move this guy over here. If we get a landing, we will be attempting another landing as well as moving these 260 stacks over here. And the 80 stack we will land with somewhere else. Yeah, China, they must be occupied with their Tibetan occupation. So... I wish there was a better way to pursue economies of scale throughput bonuses. We're gonna do this there, and by pursue I mean for specifically some of this stuff. We will expand out in Kakua, Zambezi, and this one we will 51 here. Just try and get the clothes a little bit better, more productive. I'm sure we can actually look at trade routes here and try and fix some of these up. Yeah, this is one of the problems, is the expensive silk we will import from everyone. So maybe we want to put in art silks ourselves somewhere. This is not unreasonable. And we're kind of hurting for industries in these places anyways. Ooh, we actually have synthetics plants. Do we have rayon? No, we don't, but we can start expanding them. Put them on auto expand. Do want to kind of keep an eye on this. As soon as we get in there, we do want to be moving and shaking, and putting guys on fronts, creating new fronts, these types of things. Social Democratic Party and the Liberal Party. Ooh, Social Democratic Party is a bit of a new one. We're still super righteous, so no need to change anything. Rural folk are no longer powerful, and the trade unions are now powerful. Thought the trade unions were always powerful here. Do want to move the capital over here. Not quite yet, though. Can't while we're at war. Hopefully we got the right 3 countries. We have to take a closer look at that and write it down. This should be finished up in just a moment. Super glad they fixed the bug where they just constantly reinforce and it like was an infinity slog. Alright. Now we will move these 260 stacks over. We're not going to really protect ourselves against us getting landed. And we're going to look to land down here with Jeroen. And create a new front here. Gatling gun is nice. Alright, let's take a look. So tools, generally good. Well, this is unincorporated, but it's so close to 51, I can't not bring it up. These aren't too profitable. These are pretty profitable. $51 that. Add a little bit here and there. They're not the most profitable, but we do want to increase standard of living, so we're going to do a bit of that. These aren't really profitable. These aren't the best. Why don't we build some of these up over here? Yeah, they're super happy. We finished a bunch of these, yeah, unis. Yeah, so we can delete a lot of universities as well now. We should be cranking away at the education. Now let's click our button for changing PMs over. Right now, oh, collabs cannot switch over. We cannot switch collabs over. We have to remember because of automobiles. Alright, now we are going to swap on to electric engines everywhere, and then also swap onto these everywhere, and I don't think we can just raw dog swap arcades. Actually, I think this is one where we can. One of the few. And we are just going to delete a couple here and there. Maybe we go for some mill tech here. Yeah, we're super close to some stuff. We'll just push monitors through, and then we will go into wargaming trenchworks, or trenchwork wargaming. Just because we're right on the cusp of that stuff. Looks like we're gonna get a landing, maybe off. Ooh, yikes. They are pushing into us. And we are failing to push them. Weird, unlucky situation. I guess this is new where we can fight two battles at once on the same front. Which I suppose is overall a good thing, but is bad for us there. This is pretty even. Philippines will capitulate any moment, but we are not going to... Or actually, let's move this guy over. Yeah. We're gonna keep this guy at home. Well, no, we're not. We lied. We're actually gonna... Oh, he's fighting, so we'll let him do his thing. I think it might just be pushing in this capital here. I don't think we can do it. I don't think we can enforce on them. I'm starting to go a little bit late with this this one, but I kind of wanted to do a little bit longer anyways. Because the last one got cut short. Guess we do compulsory primary schools here. Assembly lines, probably not going to be any good considering we're still struggling to use the other PMs up. Like, well, it says it makes money. I don't think we have that much oil, though, is the thing. There's a thing. Let's swap to water tube boilers, I guess. We need a lot more coal. Yep, don't mind that. Let's see if we can get, let's see if we can get some lead. We're offered the Confederacy importing us lead. Yeah, we're starting to get the late game hurts on some of these natural resources. We're gonna try and land someone else. We're gonna move this guy over though. We can enforce them below 0, so... And I think we're ticking less than they are, so we just have to sit on that capital, which we can do easily enough. Looks like they might be trying to land us, though. So anyone who's got just defensive... I think this guy does. No, this guy? This guy does. We'll leave him at home to defend. And we'll try and land with Victor von Ham. Victor von Ham. Oh, he's in a battle, so we'll do Genderist instead. Donation of knowledge. I mean, we'll take it because we don't want to piss people off, but we aren't very interested in it. We are currently, well, our literacy is kind of flattened out a little bit, but we currently should be really, we're hitting the cap, and we have some overflow into tech spread. but we're not looking to like just blast tech spread into the upper atmosphere after, you know, coming up on this level 51 industry uni, which is where we're gonna move the capital here in a sec, because that was the goal for the run. Oh, you'll accept this deal? Well, we'll propose it. I think this might be the one that... Yeah, so this is the one that cuts them in half. So now the entire back half of Great Qing is going to lose market access. Or this half of Great Qing, rather. It's kind of funny that they have access through India here. But where's the capital? So the capital must be over here on the left. Nope, it's in Beijing. So Beijing doesn't have market access to Great Britain. It seems like there would be a port here somewhere. But this splitting maybe makes them rethink some things. I don't know, we'll see. I believe this might be the meta, though, for wanting to kneecap Great Qing as quickly as possible. If you can release 3 states, I think we'll get 3. We should be just about incorporated here now. 15 days. Okay. We will... Oh, we have good relations with them anyways. We would love to swap them to our customs union. Let's take a look at our bankrolls. Speaking of good relations. We can protectorate these boyos. We will do that. It'll generate 6 infamy, which is fine. We want the rural folk to kind of have some juice, so we won't let them be kneecapped here. And we could protectorate Afghanistan as well. Now, someone told me you didn't need to have negative relations to Dominion in the first place. So let's just take a quick look. You don't need negative relations anymore. That is new. That was not implemented at 1.2 initially. It was good to know. Unfortunately, you can't bankroll someone whom is a subject. We unlock monitors. Now seems like a good time to turn them on. So we'll do that. Do we really have a level 1 barracks somewhere? Oh, it's all these, like, Holland, Friesland, these ones. Okay, well, we're not going to downgrade these. We'll just swatch to monitors. Oop. And then we're going to move the capital over here and turn on the electric railways here. That's a crime. These were not all subsidized. Let's get those subsidized. First things first. And let's move the capital here to Holland, where it should have been all along. Yeah, spoiler, we just really wanted to play... We really wanted to play the Netherlands, but people voted for the Dutch East Indies, so here we go. We've finally gotten the capital back here to Amsterdam, where it belongs. We're, of course, running negative authority to do this. We'll kind of crank this up. Now that we're going to have the capital bonuses, it should be have really high pop attraction. Unfortunately, it can't support an enormous pop because it has an arable land count of 30. Really not a very good capital, but I think, yeah, West Java is much better, I think. But this is the homeland, as it were. So this is where we will lay our head. We, of course, will build an army up here as well. And put the construction centers to max, I suppose, as well. These sorts of things. It, of course, takes way more convoys to run all of this, because it instead of having this very cohesive, tight-knit thing going on over here, now everything has to come back to here. So we will try and solve this as well. Might swap these to modern ports as well. We don't have that PM yet. Okay, I see you. Add a couple of these. But, let's see, what else do we have to do? This was the objective for the run. I think we will just conquer Landfang here, and then call this a run. And also try and fix some of this stuff around up here that we got going on. Particularly the negative convoys. We're spending a lot on port connections, a lot more on port connections than we were before, because they have to all connect back to the Holland HQ. This is such a terrible spot for the capital, but I don't know. We want to do it. This was the goal for the run, so I think we'll just we don't really need loyalists. We only have 500,000 radicals. Get out of here. We will also, I think we're going to have to add even more infrastructure in terms of ports. A little bit of a learning experience here. We'll just max out the ports all the way through here. Now we're running a shortage of what? Okay, that makes sense. Kind of expecting them to back down, maybe. France would join us. I wonder what for. Maybe an obligation? Yeah, our economy has to be getting... Our economy's getting absolutely wrecked by this negative convoy deficit, because it's... We take a look here. We have 90% access. Anyone's trade agreement? Sure. More than happy with that. We do want a customs union, these boyos. We'll check our, yeah, we only have 3 bankrolls. Oh, I suppose we did want to get Belgium as well, so maybe we'll make this one more episode. Who knows? Not me, for sure. This is starting to heal a little bit. I think it's gonna get a lot better once we get, you know, all these ports finished. I guess we should have put these ports at the front. Well, these should kick things in the right direction. We, of course, are now next to North Germany in terms of our capital or whatever. They really don't like us very much. Go to war with Landfang. Just clean up these borders over here. Like, we have the Portuguese... But they, like, look the same color as us, so it doesn't look super dirty. Like, this is Portugal, but, we got this too, but not too big a deal. We have overcome the discrimination, and we have moved back to the motherland. So the mission is accomplished, roughly speaking. Do we have a truce with these guys? I think that's how that works. Yeah, when we protectorate them, we get a truce. This is interesting how just painful this is. Starting to come down though. Oh, we don't have enough employment here. Yep, that's because they're all trying to employ the ports. I didn't even think about that. Yep. They're all trying to employ in the wrong spot. Now it's starting to fix. Okay, 95% is not too bad, so all just 95% access here. We're about to finish getting Borneo. Borneo. Do have to... Oh... This problem's not going to get solved that quickly. I mean, it's going to get solved as we get a ton of migration. Yeah, the migration's up 125,000, and it's like the population's up from 1 million. This is a little bit of whiplash here, because this is the new capital, where we're trying to build it, like, looking the same as the old capital, where this capital has 11 million, and people are just leaving in droves to go to the new capital, I suppose, or just elsewhere. We get this enforcement, and we don't have to change the production method. I do think we do have to build some gold mines up, though. Yeah. From Lanfang. But yeah, I think this will be an end to the run, though. I think I'm keen to get started on something else. I don't know why I'm looking at the option when this is what we're doing. We started out as the Dutch East Indies. We struggled quite a lot with discrimination and the like. We are not discriminating anymore, though, and we conquered, got back the Netherlands. We annexed them, and we moved the capital back to Holland. So we finally found our way back home. We were in a sea of not our own people. We accepted them, we loved them, and then we moved back home. And this is the tale of the run. If we take a look at the cultures, I believe we're still mostly Javan, but we have converted a lot of people to the Dutch culture because we are so accepting, and they in turn have accepted us. Or other way around, we accepted them into our culture. Still primarily Javan, but of course we accept everyone. People have to be accepted in order to convert, in order to assimilate, and I wish this were not the case. I wish there was some other way to try and force assimilation, because playing with some of these other laws would be pretty interesting. This entire run was fairly interesting. You know, especially this little bit at the end, just how painful these port connection costs are. You know, I think that in general, like a country like Dutch East Indies is going to have, you know, a lot of weakness, or any island country is going to have this weakness in that, you know, a country like the United States is not going to need any port connections for all of its territory. So all of its convoys can go towards trade, but a country like Dutch East Indies, we needed a ton for port connections because we had this in Java, and so everything was like a port connection, so everything, all this was required. And so this is kind of interesting. It's a little bit of a hidden expense that's maybe hard to evaluate. I don't know why I'm switching this over. Maybe like we play one more episode, but it's that was kind of interesting as well. But this has mainly just been like a high discrimination start that's pretty interesting, as well as usually I play Netherlands in these games. I haven't played Netherlands in Vicky 3 yet, so this is cosplaying Dutch East Indies cosplaying as Netherlands. I think is pretty funny. So that's what we've done. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you enjoyed the run. Sorry about last episode that got cut abruptly short. Hopefully this one was a bit better. Anyways, if you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. You know, do the YouTube algorithm stuff. It does help out. We are roughly halfway to having enough subs to be monetized, so I'm pretty happy about that. Anyways, have a good one.